I'm just checking the notes from our colleagues inside court. I'm told that the jury is being brought back in to the courtroom behind me, inside the courthouse behind me. Sean Combs is seated at the defence table with his head down. The defence team is now standing. The government prosecutors who have worked so hard to try and return guilty verdicts in this case, they're seated as well. The jury filing back in, which indicates that these verdicts on these 5 criminal counts that Sean Combs stands accused of, that this verdict is coming very soon.
Martha, he chose not to give evidence, didn't he? I mean, he pleaded not guilty to all these charges, but didn't speak in the court.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that was the big question for the first few days. You know, would Sean Combs take the stand when the defence opened its case? I think it became obvious pretty early on that he wouldn't take the stand. They obviously decided that that wouldn't be valuable to their case. He did speak to the court very briefly. He stood up last week. He thanked the judge, said, Your Honour, you've done a marvellous job over the past 7 weeks, clearly trying to ingratiate himself with the judge. We're just receiving the verdicts now on that first charge of racketeering conspiracy, which carries a potential life sentence. This is the one that the jury was deadlocked on. They have now reached a decision. They found the defendant, Sean Combs, not guilty of that, the most serious and complex charge of which he was accused. They found him not guilty. So Sean Combs not guilty of racketeering conspiracy. On count 2, which was the sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura, known as Cassie, his girlfriend of more than a decade, this jury have also found Sean Combs not guilty of that charge. So that's the first 2 charges against him, not guilty of both those charges of racketeering conspiracy and of sex trafficking. On count 3, however, this relates to transportation for prostitution. The allegation that he transported male escorts across state lines for the purposes of sex. He has been found guilty of that charge. He faces a potential sentence of 10 years in prison. It is, however, unlikely he would receive that full 10-year sentence. So he's been found guilty of transportation for prostitution in relation to Cassie Ventura, guilty on that charge. On count 4, which is the sex trafficking of the woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane, sex trafficking of Jane, Sean Combs has also been found not guilty. However, on the transportation for prostitution in relation to Jane, he's been found guilty. So Sean Combs guilty on 2 of the 5 charges, but this is crucial. On the 3 most serious charges, the ones which he faced potential life sentences in prison, he has been found not guilty. So just to recap, on that most serious charge of racketeering conspiracy, the charge which he faced a potential life sentence in prison, he has been found not guilty. The 2 counts of sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura and the woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane, he's also been found not guilty. So Sean Combs receiving not guilty verdicts on the 3 most serious charges of which he was accused. Guilty verdicts, though, in the transportation for prostitution charges. These relate to him arranging for the transportation of male escorts across state lines to participate in these events that became known as freak-offs, the sex marathons that have been so central to this case. So I think on balance, Sean Combs and the defence team will be pretty pleased with this verdict, because while the sex trafficking, the prostitution charges carry a possible maximum sentence of 10 years for each count, as a first-time offender, it's very unlikely that Sean Combs will receive the top end of that prison sentence.